This was the response of US Secretary of State Antony Blinken to a question about Israel destroying most of Syria's military assets. See if you notice anything weird.
Actions that Israel has taken, the stated purpose of those actions from the Israelis is to try to make sure that equipment that's been abandoned, military equipment that's been abandoned by the Syrian army doesn't fall into the wrong hands, terrorists, extremists, etc.
He says Israel is destroying military equipment abandoned by the Syrian army. The way he says abandoned, he makes it seem like no one wanted this equipment anymore, and that Israel could just destroy it and no one would care. He also associates the weapons and equipment with the evil Assad regime, making it seem okay for them to be destroyed, just as the Assad regime was destroyed. The Israeli strikes, which are still ongoing, are so far reported to have destroyed about 80% of Syria's strategic military capabilities, including almost its entire navy fleet and lots of its air force. But the way Blinken spoke about it almost fooled me into thinking it was totally normal for all these abandoned weapons to be destroyed. But these are not just random weapons and equipment lying around waiting to be destroyed. They make up most of the military arsenal of a sovereign country, which, like any other country, had been building up that arsenal for decades. Syria has just had a revolution. When a country has a revolution and a change of government, does that suddenly mean its military assets are considered abandoned and just lying there waiting to be destroyed? I would have thought the country's new army would keep the weapons and equipment, since they are essentially part of the country's resources. It looks like Israel and the US are trying to make sure the new Syria is as demilitarized as possible. Follow for part 2, where we'll look at how some news outlets are using similar language to justify Israel's attacks on Syria.